Guys, good morning. All right. Now, before we guys get into like the audio, I just want to make sure that you guys add a hard limiter to your project file, right? You want to protect your hearing. For the most part, I always add like a -4 limiter. That's usually what I mess with, so to keep my ears from exploding. You can go a little closer to 0 if you want, but -4 works for me, right? And DaVinci Resolve, they also have a limiter here, right? So you are able to mess with this. That way to keep your ears from exploding, right? Double click on dynamics, and then you have a limiter section, and then you can like mess around with this here, right? Yeah, definitely protect your hearing. Don't forget to like include that, alright? This is a project I'm working on currently for one of Paul's videos. It's another work log video, right? So there's two things. Here he basically has a lavalier mic, and then he went to visit a friend, and we went to like Home Depot, and he used mainly an handheld camera, and that one has like the built-in mic, right? So there's two different types of audio here. That way I can show you what to listen for. Towards the end of the video, I'll jump over to DaVinci Resolve and I'll show you how to do the same thing, right? So that's my goal for this week, right? To get as much of those videos done as possible, because as you can hear it, right, you are able to use the equalizer to go clean up the audio, but you get no visual information, right? Which is the reason why I'm going to be doing this tutorial inside of like Premiere Pro, right? Because if we go over to the audio track mixer, and for like the lavalier section, which is audio track number 2, we go over here to audio track number 2. I added a parametric equalizer, and if I hit play,
and I actually spent a fair amount of time clearing this off yesterday because
yeah, you get some visual information here. So basically that's the reason why I'm going to do this in Premiere Pro, so you can have this visual, right? But again, it's the same thing inside of DaVinci, right? So anyway, just for this tutorial, I just want you guys to have like the visual audio information. That way, when I'm explaining to you what is it that we're doing, then you guys can have a visual idea of what we're looking for when we're cleaning audio, right? The thing that I search for with audio is mainly a few things. The main thing that I try to clean up in audio is basically like loud hissing sounds. You know, people say S, you know, it's like that high pitch sound, like the snake sound. Usually when I watch videos and I hear that, and like it bugs the fuck out of me, right? Now, usually when I do like audio videos, I always add a high pass and a low pass, right? But the thing is, I don't think I show you why. We basically set I set the high pass around like the frequency 100 hertz, and then all this crap over here gets cut off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this, and I'm gonna bring the low pass way over here to like the 100 hertz area. In this case, I'm cutting off everything else except for like the low frequency area, so you can hear what is it that we're cutting off, right? So if I play this back, you can hear like a very low mumbling, and you can see here in my audio meter that there is like audio being played back. Okay, so again, you can't hear jack shit, right? So that's kind of like the reason why we cut this section off, right? Because the thing that happens is that when you start to like mix music or audio, frequencies work almost like color information, right? Once like the red, greens, and blues, if they overlap, it turns white. All the colors get combined and it becomes absolute white. With frequencies, the thing with audio is that you have your bass, your mids, and your trebles, right? So basically, you know, once you start adding music, sound effects, and if you have multiple people speaking at the same time, this range of audio, people's voice and audio information starts to overlap. So what you want to do is basically, in this case, we want to remove this bassy section from Paul's voice. So yeah, you don't hear these like right off the bat until you isolate them, but they are there, and you want to get rid of them because this audio can mix up with your other audio, say like sound effects or music or whatever, and then like, you know, you have like actual low frequencies fighting for this space, and in some cases they can actually cancel each other out, right? In the sense like the audio starts to dip. So yeah, you just want to clear up this audio and get rid of this. The same thing goes with like the higher frequencies. If I get rid of the high pass, if I move over to my low pass to this section, and if I hit play, alright, so right here you can start hearing some of the higher nasty frequencies, like also you hear it almost like a crackling. Alright, yeah, these are more, again, the nasty frequencies that we do not need. We want to get rid of them, right? These frequencies, you cannot hear them, like, right off the bat, but that's the thing, you have to keep in mind that they are there, right? So basically, I add a low pass around to the 10 to 12k hertz area, and then the low pass is around, like, say, like the 80 to 100 hertz area. And that basically cuts off these low nasty frequencies and the nasty high frequencies.
We need to pull out. They're partially wall mounted. They have some legs in there as well. And I'm going to move these into the middle room in the office because I have a bunch of benchmarking to do coming up really soon. I'll let you guys guess what we're going to be benchmarking in the comment section.
So yeah, I mean, just that by itself, like even though you don't really hear it off the bat, it does make a difference big time, right? Yeah, definitely this is something you do all the time. You add a high pass and then a low pass to cut off these nasty frequencies. Now with the other shit, in the sense of like what to look for in audio, like to train your ear, again, there's like nasty sounds that after a while you're gonna start to develop an ear for, right? And again, like the thing I look for the most is like the hiss sounds. You know, someone is speaking. I hate that. Also, like low rumbly, bassy sounds. If like they're in a room that's kind of echoey, you want to reduce those as well, right? What I'm gonna show you is basically how you can find them and then you can reduce them, right? So that's basically what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna grab one of our bells here. I'm gonna increase set here. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like dance around here. I'm going to look for like nasty frequencies to reduce, right? And again, what I'm looking for are like nasty hisses, like like those kinds of sounds, especially up here in the treble area.
Down below, but I've already spent enough money on desks for the office, so
Perfect. Did you hear that? That's a good spot.
You guys guess what we're going to be benchmarking in the comment section down below, but I've already spent enough money on desks.
So basically I found that section so I can actually grab this bell and I can reduce it a little bit. Now, we don't want to go too crazy because obviously we want to retain the voice, but you are able to reduce like these values by a lot, and then you should be okay.
I'll let you guys guess what we're going to be benchmarking in the comment section down below, but I've already spent enough money on desks for the office, so
if I remove that...
But I've already spent enough money on desks for the...
See, like that kind of made a difference there.
But I've already spent enough money on desks...
So yeah, you can reduce these by a lot if you need to, right? But for the most part, you know, just reduce as much as you need.
For the office, so we're going to repurpose these for the time being and relocate them over there. I'll let you guys guess what we're going to be benchmarking in the comment section down below, but I've already spent enough money on desks for the office, so we're going to repurpose.
So yeah, usually around here in around like close to like the 10K hertz area, that's mainly what I look for, is like hissing sounds, right? Now, if we move more to like the 4K area, basically what you start to find here is like whistling sounds, right? And if we can play that.
These for the time being and relocate them over there. We're also going to be grabbing a few other things that have been hanging.
Okay, you hear that, like the whistle?
We're also going to be grabbing a few other things that have been...
So yeah, there's like a high-pitched whistle there, right? So basically around this area, once you find it, then same thing. I'm just going to reduce it a bit.
I'll let you guys guess what we're going to be benchmarking in the comment section down below, but I've already spent enough money on desks for the office, so we're going to repurpose these for the time being and relocate them over there.
So yeah, basically we found like a whistle, so we reduced it a little bit more. Then like around here, see like the 2K area, between 2, 1K, this section right here, this is where mainly the pause voice is at. So what we're going to do here is actually, we're going to find any form of harshness, right? And when I say a harshness, is basically, it's going to feel like your ear's being attacked by loudness of Paul's voice, right?
Subscriber plaque there as well. Data, of course, should come along as well. And I actually spent a fair amount of time clearing this off yesterday because the rest of my garage is in its usual state of chaos and disarray. Like I never...
There's another thing I noticed. If I go like this, you can hear some weird whistling sounds, right?
Move these into the middle room in the office because I have a bunch of benchmarking to do coming up really soon. I'll let you guys guess what we're going to be benchmarking in the comment section down below, but I've already spent enough money on desks for the office, so we're going to repurpose these for the time being and relocate them over there. We're also going to be...
Now for the other part, we're going to find basically something that's almost like, it's like a muffled radio sound over here. It's around like the 300 to 400 hertz area. So if I play this back.
We're disassembling this today. So our goal here in the garage is pretty simple for today. These 3 countertops.
So if you can hear that, basically it's almost like a muffling sound, right?
That wrap around here. We need to pull out. They're partially wall mounted. They have some legs in there as well. And I'm going to move these into the middle.
Yeah, it's actually something that's referred to as a boxy sound, right?
Room in the office because I have a bunch of benchmarking to do coming up really soon. I'll let you guys guess what we're going to be benchmarking in the comment section down below.
So we remove kind of like that muffly sound, right? That way all of you like the cleaner frequencies gets passed through. This one I usually do remove a lot.
But I've already spent enough money on desks for the office, so we're going to repurpose these for the time being and relocate them over there. We're also going to be grabbing a few other things that have been hanging out here, such as my 1 million subscriber plaque.
All right, so for like the final band, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to look for like excessive bassy sounds, right?
Like, I never point the camera this direction because it's just the laundry and stuff, and the laundry has been gradually
Okay, you hear like almost like a rumbly bassing sound here? So I'm just gonna reduce that.
taking over the garage. Joe's here, by the way, too. Hey, Joe. But that's pretty much our starting off goal for this morning, and of course...
So there you go. Now something to keep in mind, I guess I haven't like brought it up, is that you definitely want to have a good mic, right? Even a cheap mic is better than no mic, right? I'll say that. All right, so if I play this on and off.
Today, these 3 countertops that wrap around here, we need to pull out. They're partially wall mounted, they have some legs in there as well, and I'm gonna move these into the middle room in the office because I have a bunch of benchmarking to do.
Once you start like doing this kind of shit, you're gonna start noticing like you won't hear that much of a difference, right? Not right off the bat, but what you're doing is we're reducing these nasty frequencies, right? Because more towards the end of like the final like render, we're gonna be actually boosting up frequencies, right? Adding compression and other good stuff, right? So by you like reducing a lot of these nasty frequencies, right? We're basically cleaning up the audio. That way, like any nasty frequencies that exist, they do not get amplified once we start adding compression or any gain or stuff like that, right? So that's something to keep in mind when we're doing this part, right? Now if we go back to DaVinci, right, like I said, it's basically the same shit. The only difference is you don't get any audio information visually, right? But it's the same thing. Or it gets too much, right? So I need to dedicate a week to just edit my videos, right? I also want to make sure that I'm making like videos that you guys find interesting or helpful to you, right? Because like I have a lot of ideas of videos that I want to do, right? In this video today on Sunday, the 28th, yeah, leave your comments if you guys have any suggestions of what you want me to talk about. You know, whether it's more audio stuff, you know, distortion, compression, you know, fucking whatever, then like I can try to make a video about that for you, right? Leave your suggestions and any questions you may have for this week today in this video in the comment section, right? So yeah, it's the same thing. The only thing I didn't notice about like the DaVinci equalizer is like it's definitely more responsive, right? I actually like this plugin better, right, than Premiere Pro's. Like I feel like it just responds better, right? The only thing at the moment is, yeah, you don't get any visual information. So I'm hoping that DaVinci actually does like fix this or does an update where you actually get some waveforms, right? Because I do like seeing like the waveform patterns, right? Because I'm a visual guy in that sense. Now at the end of the video, I'm gonna go towards the end here. This is where Pod mainly used like the mic from like the camera, right? No lavalier mic. So it's basically like the audio that's coming straight from the camera. Got the brackets. Next up, we need a refrigerator. I'm actually not sure what's in the walls. So I'm gonna be kind of quick on this one because, you know, I already showed you what to do. So I'm gonna just go through it quick. So in this case, we're in audio track 1. We're gonna go to like the audio track 1 here, and we're gonna go again, add a parametric equalizer, double click that, and same process, but like I said, I'm gonna go pretty quick here. So I'm gonna add like the high pass and low pass. I'm not sure if it's wood studs or metal or anything like that, so I'm not completely sure I can mount these to studs. That's why we're gonna be using some legs underneath it, but these at least are gonna provide some support and stability against the wall. Got the brackets. Next up, we need a refrigerator, just a mini fridge, something small. Not too big. They got these that have like a separate freezer. Those are 280, 270. Something slightly smaller might be more practical, but gosh. Oh, and then a water cooler. Joe has arrived with our flatbed. So Joe, I was looking at these up here and there's some good options, but I feel like maybe this one, because look, it's on sale. It's a special. It was supposed to be 240 or 260 bucks, but now it's 200. And look, it's got that separate freezer. And look at all this space. You could fit like a whole case of soda in here, right? Yeah, for tech news. Yeah, for tech news soda. Adult soda. All right, so I did that pretty quickly. Like I said, you know, cut off like nasty rumbling sounds and like the high frequencies. You know, I found like the high hissing sounds, the whistling, any like loud, like obnoxious, like harshness from like the voice, any muffling sounds from like the lower bass area, then like any extra rumbling. So, anyways, yeah, that's basically what I do to like find the nasty frequencies, and then like once you start getting more into practice, reducing what you don't want, then you are able to hear more what you don't want, right? That's how you start to train your ear. So anyways, Jeremy, thanks for the question. I hope this helps, right? Super thanks again for like the question, and like, yeah, thanks for hanging out with me for a bit. I hope you learned something. Take care and peace.